Ashe. So I want to give you guys I want to deal with this video about a fight that I had when I was in middle school, right? I had a fight with this guy. I'm going to change his name up because he's still alive, and I don't want you guys to, I don't want him to feel some type of way. I had a lot of fights growing up. I had about maybe 500 fights. So for the sake of saving him, I'm gonna change his nickname up. And if you went to Live Oak with me or Laura with me, you know who this dude is. The dude name was Lemonhead. We call the dude Lemonhead because he legit had a lemon head, like a cone lemon head. This boy head was hard. Now Lemonhead had new shoes, new clothes, new everything. Lemonhead was that dude. Daddy had a lot of money, mama had a lot of money. They brought him from school, picked him up from school. He had hot meals every day. I ain't know nothing about no hot meals every day. I survived off of school food, you know. So there's no level of jealousy there with Lemonhead. We just was young kids and we used to fight a lot, right? Young kids who would fight a lot. So with that being said, me and Lemonhead had a few fights, but I want to give y'all this particular fight about me beating Lemonhead up and throwing him inside of the urinal. Now, when I was young, I was big into wrestling. You know, I've been 5'7" my whole life, 100 and something pounds. You know, and I was always gifted with God's strength as pertaining to fighting. I was really good at fighting. Like, I was crazy good at fighting, too good, right? Because I was blessed with this strength that God gave me. I had always had big arms and knockout power, and I had a hell of a chin. And I was really fast and just real good in combat. Now, I also used to watch wrestling when I was young. I'm going to give you guys a story about how I had a clique of dudes at school with me. We used to walk around with wrestling belts in middle school and terrorize the school and terrorize people, children, and legit hurt people. Like Teddy Leggings in the legs. We really thought we was wrestlers, right? But one thing about me, I used to punch so hard when I fight, right? That instead of knocking people out, because most dudes couldn't survive my three-piece. My three-piece was vicious. By the time by the time I hit you with that second one, it was good night, Mr. Postman. See you next week, Mr. Postman. Nobody never really survived my three-piece. Either I'm going to drop you with the first one, I'm going to punish you with the first one, and end you with the second one. And if I catch you with the third one, I'm going to jail for life. So really, I had a three-piece that I never could set. So I'm going to call that three-piece a two-piece. Now I could fight my ass off. Let's get back into the fight with Apple. I'm gonna say his name just now. With Lemonhead. So with Lemonhead was that dude. You know, you always had that dude in school who felt like he was bad. Like he wasn't all that tough. He wasn't all that tough. But you wasn't gonna bully him either, right? Lemonhead was that type of guy. He wasn't tough. But you were not gonna bully Mr. Lemonhead. So me and Lemonhead used to always get into beef. So this particular fight, somebody said something, and Lemonhead was like, "Oh, who you talking to?" And I looked at Lemonhead with this look on my face like you serious? Like you disrespecting me? You want this? I was the champion in my school. My school had champions. I'm gonna get into the stories about Tent Wall Nutter. I could name drop Nutter because that's like my brother. Nutter was a champion. You heard me? Razzie is like a family member of mine. Razzie was a champion. Razzie the one got me off the post. I'm gonna tell you about a story when me and Razzie got in the gloves. Blanca, all the guards out my hood, right? So I tell Applehead, come on, let's go to the bathroom, you heard me? When I tell Applehead, let's go to the bathroom, the whole school run to the bathroom. Girls in the bathroom, boys in the bathroom, we gonna fight in the boys' bathroom. Now keep in mind, I was with this wrestling back then, and I was used to throwing dudes in the urinals. Throwing you in the urinal was my thing. I didn't want to knock you out with my hands because I had so much power in my hands. I fell in love with slamming people. Because I was watching wrestling, I feel like if I could pick you up off your body and suplex you or slam you, that was a great victory. I love to go out with great victories. I might scream, "Give me the power of the gods. Give me the power of the beasts." And I'm gonna grab you, suplex you, get you out there. I might choke you out, put you in a wrestling move. I was into MMA before they was doing MMA. I fight dirty. I headbutt you. I bite you. I kick you in your groin. I'll kick your knee. I kicked one dude one time and twist his knee out. I'm gonna tell you about that story. I was vicious with the fighting. I was a wild animal with the fighting. There was no rules in fighting for me. Man, Applehead get in the bathroom, right? We go in the blender. Applehead fight. I say the dude name. Let me just go here with Applehead. Screw it. Man, Applehead go in the blender. Bing, 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 bing. I back him up. I push him out the blender. He back up out the blender, shaking his head. He dizzy. Remember, I got power. We go back in the blender. Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. I slid Apple. Backed him up again. I'm one of the guards in school. I can't be trifled with. I'm putting new line on my fishing reel for tomorrow. I can't be trifled with. I can't be messed with. I'm the civilian. I'm the guard. I'm one of the guards of uptown New Orleans with this fighting thing, right? So man, Applehead, I'm messing this story up, but I want to give you some more stuff. I picked Applehead up. I threw him in the urinal. Now we're in middle school, right? They got girls in the bathroom watching the fight. They got boys in the bathroom watching the fight. I pick Applehead up. I toss Applehead in the urinal. Because I'm so used to throwing dudes in the urinal, as I tossed them, I took out running. Everybody was looking, oh my God, no. Dude come out, pee all over him. Remember the old silver urinals? You could clog them up with toilet paper? I always used to be clogged up in my school. So our urinals is full of DP. The 2 feet, the urinal is this deep, this much is urine. I throw him in there, I take off running. As I'm running through the crowd, Applehead come out there full of pee. Man, Applehead go to running, he got pee getting all over people. That boy wasn't gonna catch me. I was one of the fastest dudes uptown. Now that's the first story of one of the fights with me and Applehead. Now, I'm gonna give you a second fight. Me and Applehead had about 6 fights in Live Oak Middle School, which was the vicious middle school in New Orleans. Live Oak Middle School was comprised of the St. Thomas Project and the Leavenworth. This was the St. Thomas Project. I grew up in New Orleans in the St. Thomas Project. We whooped everybody's ass in New Orleans. The St. Thomas Project, we whooped everybody's ass in New Orleans, right? Because we used to fight so much. Back to the story. Man, Applehead had about 6, 7 fights. Now, I went to fighting Applehead so much that eventually, I ain't gonna fight Applehead no more. Because let me tell you what happened. Applehead hands started getting nasty. Keep in mind, Applehead fighting me. I'm one of the young guards, right? Man, I used to hit Applehead and get Applehead out there, right? Now all of a sudden, I'm going in the blender with Applehead. Applehead ain't going nowhere. I'm hitting that boy. Boom, bang, 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 boom, boom. Rocking that boy body. That boy ain't going nowhere. That boy's sitting there with me. And that boy started to trade these shots with me. So about 2 or 3 fights into me and Applehead fighting and coming to a standstill, I'm starting to say to myself, every time I fight this dude, I'm legit losing a day off my life. I'm legit losing a day off my life for fighting this dude. That's how nice dude then got. But I'm also starting to realize, as Applehead is starting to fight other guys besides me, he's starting to slide them. But I'm also noticing what? Applehead then picked up my technique. Because he been fighting me so long, he got better at fighting and he picked up my technique. Now Applehead became the monster. Now anybody play with Applehead, Applehead gonna slide you. Applehead gonna catch you with the 3-piece and make you go night-night. So it got to a point where me and Applehead would have a standoff, and it would be on some shit like, homie, if we fight, both of us gonna get fucked up. So if you wanna go forward with this fight, now I'm gonna bang you up more than you gonna bang me up. I know you're gonna get you a few licks in, but you got to weigh your options. If you want to fight, we can fight. But keep in mind that me and you gonna take a lot of damage in this fight. So it got to the point where me and Applehead legit just stopped fighting each other because, number one, you know, we young, we kids, we fighting and stuff. But we had to get to that place where, and I'm finished with the poll, he's ready. We had to get to that place where we had to realize that it just wasn't worth it. Because me and this dude was fighting each other and we was legit punching each other up. So Applehead became a champion. He became one of the best fighters in my school. That's the story of me and Applehead. Very good guy. I think last time I saw him, he was looking good. He's very successful. He made something out of himself. But that boy got to a point where like we were going to blender and it was bing, bing. We was like hitting each other. It wasn't no more me knocking him out the blender, and he became that boy got nice with it. So that's one of my fights dealing with Live Oak. I'm gonna get into some more fights I had in Live Oak. I'm gonna get into this ugly guy. There was this ugly guy who couldn't stand me, and he always wanted to fight me. But I knew if I ever fought him, he's gonna probably scratch my face up, probably damage me. I saw him hit dudes one time and scratch dudes and tear all the skin off their face. Everybody was petrified of this ugly dude, and I'm getting to the fight with the ugly dude next. Cause me and him went to elementary school together, middle school together, and high school together. We never had a fight, but he used to always tell people he gonna F me up and he gonna punish me, and he can't stand me behind my back. I was the nigga in the school taking my clothes off, flexing. I'm pretty boy. I'm Rick Rude. Everybody love me, worship me. I got the perfect body. I was that dude in my schools, doing push-ups on the yard, breaking in the gym. I was the naked man in my school, and he couldn't stand it about me. He must have felt like I was a pretty boy, but I was a pretty boy who would get down though. I had these right here. To this day, these fingers right here, I like that bad onyx ring. See these two right here? They broke up from hitting people so much. Arthritis is trying to set in, but you know I got the chemicals to put on my hand. I got the hemp powders and all that to make the arthritis go away. But for a long time I couldn't close these fingers right here. That's from fighting and punching cats up. Thank y'all for joining the video. I'm gonna come back with some more stories of my childhood. I want to tell y'all, me and my little cousin used to break in houses when we was young. Between 9 and 11 years old, we broke in like over 150 houses in New Orleans. I was to flood people's houses. People came in on houses on us. I'm gonna get into a lot of these videos besides the conscious and spiritual videos. I got my book out. Make sure you support me. Go get my book, The Mail Way to the South. The second book called Woman is almost done. Ashe.